Hello, Lata. Thanks for taking the time to have this discussion. I'm very interested actually to share with the auditors of Tech Care in Europe what you are doing. So maybe tell us a little bit about how Women Invest is and what you are focusing on.
I am happy to. Lata Setty, and I am the founding investor at How Women Invest, Fund 1, 2, and 3. And we have two main drivers at How Women Invest. One is to invest in female founded startups that are tech or science driven, venture scalable, and have a solution to an important critical problem we're trying to solve and can grow rapidly in a venture return of investment speed.
Hmm.
And our second goal is we want to democratize the investor side of the equation and bring in first time high net worth individuals who are qualified to be accredited investors to invest in our fund as a way of selecting companies they want to see in the world. A lot of women led companies address family issues, health issues, and other areas that not only help them but go across the family and community. And we want to bring in investors who have never either been able to invest in a venture fund because they don't have access or because they did not know how to get involved in investing in
Hmm.
a venture fund. So we are on Fund 3, and we're aiming to bring in 10,000 first time investors to invest as limited partners. Now, these folks would not be involved in the decision making process,
Hmm.
but they would serve as limited partners. They'd be involved in learning on how to invest, what to look for in startup companies. We do a lot of that sort of exposure so
Hmm.
they understand what's involved in investing in a startup.
So tell me, you are based in the US.
Mm-hmm.
Why was it important for you to be here in this meeting happening in Europe? Obviously, focusing on digital health, happening in this big hospital, and maybe one of the few or one of the first meeting between a hit lab, New York-based accelerator, and Hôtel Dieu, the local accelerator here.
Well, I think it's such an amazing venue to have HitLab's first digital health tech conference at the oldest hospital in France, if not Europe. What a beautiful setting, and it's so apropos to combine age old traditions and focus on better health with modern technology as it evolves, including all the AI tools that are coming to play now. Why is it important? Well, I've been involved with HitLab both in New York and San
Hmm.
Francisco. I've also judged a number of their pitch competitions. And so when I was invited to speak at their very first conference in Europe, there's so much happening here in the continent. I've spent quite a bit of time recently in London and Dublin and Belfast and other places in the European continent. I think this is the future of health tech.
Hmm.
And statistics are showing that there's more money now being raised in Europe for digital health tech in a per capita basis than the US, which is usually the historic leader in this space.
Hmm. And so, to come back to how women invest. So, look, if I am, let's say, I'm putting my shoes in a woman founder funding a startup. So, how should I reach out to you? And then, same thing, give a little bit the rules or conditions if I am an investor.
Absolutely, great question. The best way to reach out is to come to our website, howwomeninvest.com. We have a drop down menu for investors and we have a drop down menu for founders, and that'll walk you through the process. If
Hmm.
you meet our initial criteria, you submit your pitch deck, some of the essential information, your revenue, your go to market strategy, all the basics that
Hmm.
any venture fund would look for. And then we'll take a look, review the information, and if it fits our initial criteria, we will invite you to come and pitch us. And everything we do is done online, so you don't have to travel anywhere, and you can do it at a time suitable for everybody. Our usual check size is anywhere from $250,000 to $1 million, and we also save funds to do follow-up rounds
Okay.
as the company grows. And the other thing to note is that as you get more involved in our ecosystem, you have an opportunity as an investor to serve on a board capacity to serve as an advisory board. We build out a personal board for each company we invest in without diluting equity as a way of providing more support, more advice, more guidance to open doors to potential new clients, to more fundraising. And we want to be a bit more supportive than just writing a check. So there's different things we're doing. The other part we do, we also do some training on how to become an angel investor, how to become a venture investor, 4-week courses. These are not like 6 months or a year commitment. So you get the basics or the fundamentals on what to start looking for as you grow your own interest in investing and hopefully your portfolio of companies. I have to share one tidbit. A survey we did late last year. Our fund is now, our first fund is 5 years old. And now we're on fund 3. But we did a survey of the folks who invested with us as limited partners in fund 1. Fast forward 5 years later, 30% of those limited partners have gone on to either invest in our subsequent funds or other funds that are female-led. And many of them have also become angel investors, investing directly in the startups and founders that interest them. So we're trying to create a sense of building your net worth as an investor and as part of your long-term asset growth strategy, that you don't have to have $500 million to become a venture investor. It's just to get started. And like any other investment, it's high risk, but as you grow and learn, you increase your confidence as well.
And I want to come to the point that, I asked you the question during the meeting, but I think it's important for our auditor, is you are basically abiding by your vision. I was asking, so do you need to be a woman founder to come to you? Can you be co-founder? Do you need to be a woman investor to come to you? And all these questions. And,
yes.
And actually the answer was yes. But tell us a little bit about these rules or principles that, as I say, it's abiding by your vision.
Absolutely. And the reason why we invest only in women-led or women co-founded companies is to address the 1.9% inequity of the venture capital dollars that go to female-founded startups and the 0.5% that goes to women of color founders. And the way, there's a lot of accelerators, incubators, coaching and mentoring for founders, but if you don't have capital, then you cannot start a company, you cannot scale a company. So yes, we're focused on female founders, but on the investor side, we're open to male investors as well. It's not limited to women. What we need to do is bring in more women who have historically been left out of the venture or angel investment world. But that doesn't mean we don't welcome men to invest in us. And in fact, some of our best investors and cheerleaders are men, especially men who have daughters, who want to change the world for their future progeny, their daughters, their granddaughters, and they want to see a more fair and just world.
Wow, that's I really like actually the vision, because I hear a lot about these, but it's great to see then one doing it and mobilizing. It's also great that it's not just US, but it's actually covering the globe. And if I may, for the auditor, I'll stress, so it's howwomeninvest.com if you want to reach out as an investor, but more important, as a founder. And I want to remind people, 2% on average. I'm rounding the number because now it's down to 1.9, which is amazingly sad.
Yes.
2% of the fund go to woman founder, and definitely Lata, with a large team, want to change it. So thanks a lot for being with us with this discussion.
We'll do this.
And I do
French
that.
way.
Yeah, exactly. And I wish you all success. And of course, let's stay in touch.
Absolutely. And may I add one more thing if we have time?
Oh, yeah, please.
So I'm involved in a documentary that was launched last year called Show Her the Money. And it was started by a legendary filmmaker in Los Angeles, Catherine Gray. And the whole documentary centers around 3 female founders and 3 female investors, the success, the challenges, and it's a very hopeful, optimistic documentary. But last year, we did a tour of 100 cities, including UK, the British Isles, all over the US, and had a standing room only for every city we toured for 100 cities. And after the screening, we do a panel with some of the founders and investors in the movie. And so it's been taken the U.S. by storm.
Mhm.
We're going to be coming to Paris.
Ah, yeah, great.
And as importantly, we are launching a fund for the Show Her the Money, the exposure, the enlightenment, the marketing, the momentum. And people want to know, hey, how do we support, how do we change the 2% that goes to female founders? So we're launching a fund in mid-April, and it's going to be focused on investing in female and diverse founders all over the world, with the documentary opening the doors and raising awareness on how bad the statistics are. So we're trying to make a change. And you hear about building a movement.
Mm-hmm.
We're calling it building a movement.
Yes.
Show her the money.
Show her the money.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for your time.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Namaste.
Goodbye.